Hello everyone, myself Bhumi Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. Today we will study about the stability of the system, unit number 5, the stability of linear feedback system. So first of all, overview of this lecture. So in this lecture, you will learn about the route Hurwitz stability criteria to find out the stability. So determine whether the system is stable or unstable. An easy way to make sure feedback is not destabilizing and construct the route table. So using the route Hurwitz criteria, we can define the system is stable or unstable. Okay. Now, an easy way to make sure the feedback is not destabilizer. So first of all, in the closed loop system, this is our controller, this is our system, and this is our output. This is the input signal or the set point, and this is our feedback element. Okay, this is the feedback signal. So using the closed loop system, first of all, if we cannot get the output stable, we can change the controller or we can change the feedback element using the closed loop system and try to become a system a stable position. So an easy way to make sure that feedback is not destabilization. If feedback is destabilization, we can get the unstable system. So it is possible to convert an unstable system into stable system using closed loop control system. In open loop control system, there is some problem regarding the stability. So first of all, here the basic concept of this stability. Here the three object is given. Okay, the position of the object is different. So you can easily identify the first position of the object is the stable position. If we can put in this manner, it is the neutral position of the part, and if we can connect or we can put in the reverse manner, it is the unstable position of the object. So the concept of stability can be illustrated by a cone placed on a plane horizontal surface. So if you put a cone in the first manner, the cone is called a stable system, and we can put a cone in this manner, it is a unstable system. So the stable system is depend upon the different conditions. So a linear time invariant system is stable if the following conditions are satisfied. First of all, what is the linear time invariant system? We can study in the first chapter a linear time invariant system. That's mean that type of system that do not depend on the time. So the first condition is a bounded input is given to the system. The response of the system is bounded and controllable. So the stable system always follow the rule BI/BO. What is the BI/BO? Bounded input, bounded output. So for the bounded input, we can get the bounded output. The next condition is in the absence of the inputs, output should tend to 0 at the times increase. If we cannot given the input of the proper system, so the output should tend to 0 at the time increase. So this is the condition for the stable system. So here you can see that we can get the graph or given the graph T versus output Ct. Here bounded input is given and we can get the bounded response. What is the bounded response? After some time the response of the system or the output of the system is steady. So this type of system is known as the stable system. So what is the criteria for stability? So the roots in the system is always located in the left hand side. If we draw the system, so here you can see that if all the poles are zeros, okay, is located in the left hand side, this type of system is known as the stable system. Suppose the system equation is given s plus 1 upon s plus 2 s plus 3. Okay, so in this system if we locate the poles in the s plane, so s is equal to -1, it is 0. So s is equal to -1, 0 is indicate circle, s is equal to -2, 1 pole, and s is equal to -3 is the second pole. So all the roots in the left hand plane. So this type of system equation is known as the stable system. Now next one is the unstable system. A linear time invariant system comes under the class of unstable system if the system is excited by the bounded input, response is unbounded. So they do not follow these criteria: bounded input, bounded output. That means once any input is given, the system output goes on increasing and designer does not have any control on it. So here you can see that same bounded input is given, same input we can get the unbounded output. What is the stable system? After some time we can get the proper or fixed output. For the unstable system, bounded input we can get the unbounded output. So this type of system is known as the unstable system. So in the unstable system, location of roots in the right hand plane of the S plane. So how we can define this type of system is unstable system? Suppose the system is equation is given as -1 upon s minus 2. Here this numerator is indicates zeros and denominator indicate poles. So first 0 is s plus s is equal to 1. So 0 indicates circle and poles indicate cross. So all the roots in the right hand plane. Here the plus 2. So this type of system is known as the unstable system. Suppose the system equation is given like this: s plus 1. So one pole in the left hand side -1, but the other poles or zeros in the right hand side. So this type of system is known as the unstable system because the system output is given as the unbounded output. Now the third one is the critically stable system. When the input is given to a linear time invariant system for critically stable system, the output does not go on increasing infinite, does not it to go to 0 as the time increase. So the output usually oscillate in the finite range or the remain steady at the some value. Such systems are not stable as their response does not delay to 0, neither they are defined as unstable because their output does not go in increasing infinite. So what is the critically stable? This type of response is known as the stable response. Okay, this type of response is known as the unstable system, but if we get oscillator response. So this type of system is known as the critically stable system. So here you can see that for the bounded input we can get the non-decaying output. So the bounded input and output response for critically stable system. So now the location of the poles or the roots on the j omega axis. So the location of the roots for critically stable system. If we get the poles or zero on the imaginary axis, this type of system is known as the critically stable system. Now the next one is the relative stability. A system may be absolutely stable. That means it may have passed the route stability test. As a result, their response decay to zero under zero input condition. So the ratio at which this decay to zero is important to check the concept of the relative stability. So when the poles are located far away from the j omega axis in the left hand side of the S-plane, the response decay to zero much faster as compared to the pole close to the j omega axis. The more the poles are located far away from j omega axis, the more is the system relatively stable. So here different type of system response is given. This is the system A response. In the dotted line indicate the system B response. As you know in this diagram, response decays slowly, more settling time. It requires more time to settle. What is the settling time? Ts. Now for the system B, response decay faster, settles quickly, relatively B is more stable than A. Suppose we can get this type of response. And this is for the system C. So system C is much faster than this system B because the settling time of system C is less than the system B. So this is the different response comparison for the relative stability. So here the concept of the relatively stability. Here you can see that this is the pole location of the system A. Complex conjugate pole is given. For the system B also complex conjugate pole is given. Which type of system is more stable? So that type of system that the location of the pole is far away of the j omega axis. So system B is more relatively stable compared to system A. Suppose the third system, the location of pole is given here and this is the system C, complex conjugate pole. So you can see that the pole's location of system C is also far away from system A and B. So this system is more stable compared to the other system. So system C is more stable compared to system B and system C. Okay, so this is the criteria for relative stability. Now how the pole location is identified? Suppose we can given the poles 1 plus or minus 2j omega. So this is the minus 1 and this is the 1j and this is the 2j. Okay, so this pole location is 1 plus 2j omega and this is the minus 1j, this is minus 2j. So this is the second pole. Okay, so if the pole's value is given in this complex conjugated manner, so the pole's location is indicated like this. Now, so relative stability, as you know, improve as one moves away from the j omega axis. Okay. So this is the basics of the stability, the different types of the system: stable system, unstable system, relatively stable system, and absolute stable system. Now how we can find out the system is stable or unstable? That time we can use the Raoult stability criteria equation. So in the next session we have studied the Raoult stability criteria to find out the system is stable or unstable. Thank you everyone. If anyone have doubt, then contact me in this email ID.